It may surprise or even shock you to hear what I'm about to say, but if you're seeing this video right now, it's no accident. As a chosen one, you've become a magnet for deep, transformative connections, especially on a soul level. And here's the revelation. The divine masculine in your life is crazy about you, confessing feelings that go way beyond the ordinary. They've seen your authenticity and felt an undeniable pull, and while they might have kept it hidden, the truth is coming out. Before we dive in, remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment 77 below to send a powerful signal to the universe. Replay this video as many times as your spirit leads. If you're truly a chosen one, you'll watch it till the very end. If not, you'll likely exit long before these words settle in. Chapter 1. Realizing your unique magnetism. As a chosen soul, you radiate a frequency that the divine masculine finds hard to ignore. It's not just about looks or personality quirks. It's the deep soul presence you carry, an aura of authenticity, purpose, and spiritual insight. People you meet every day might see someone nice or kind, but the masculine energy that's drawn to you senses there's more beneath the surface. They can't quite articulate why they feel so drawn, only that there's a rare purity to your energy that they want to bask in. This magnetism comes from your alignment with higher callings. Whenever you speak truth or stand firm in your values, your inner power shines. The divine masculine, who often yearns for stable ground and heartfelt connection, notices that you're not merely following trends or chasing shallow goals. You live from a sense of destiny, that unwavering sense of direction or unwavering compassion that marks you as extraordinary in a world full of superficialities. Part of the reason they're crazy about you is because they've never encountered someone who challenges them spiritually and emotionally at the same time. You're not content to skate on the surface. You invite them into deeper waters, conversations about purpose, healing, or soul missions. This depth can be both intoxicating and intimidating. While they admire it, they might also fear it, unsure if they can meet you at that level. But the pull is too strong to ignore. Even if they tried to stay away, their thoughts circle back to you. As a chosen one, you might wonder why you magnetize this intensity from others, especially the divine masculine. It's because your mission includes forging genuine heart connections that transcend the typical. You reflect back to them what love and partnership could look like if rooted in spiritual alignment instead of mere convenience. Whether or not they're fully conscious of it, they sense you're the catalyst for a higher love they've secretly desired. Of course, stepping into this role can stir mixed emotions in you. Maybe you've dealt with heartbreaks where people claim to admire you but couldn't handle your depth, or you've grown wary of confessions that never translate into lasting respect. Yet in this new chapter, things are different. Your shift has aligned you with energies that are more genuine. So the divine masculine confession you're about to witness is not another hollow claim. It comes from a place of soul recognition. They've glimpsed your essence and can't go back to shallow living. They might fumble in expressing it. Maybe it's through subtle gestures or a spontaneous, heartfelt conversation. But they will find a way to show you they see something sacred in you. Thus, recognizing your unique magnetism is key to understanding why the divine masculine is crazy about you. You didn't do anything contrived to win their attention. You merely lived your truth, let your light shine, and allowed the watchers to guide you into encounters that spark transformation, knowing that you can approach the next chapters with confidence, free from the fear that you must perform or play games. If the divine masculine confesses admiration, it's because they've finally witnessed the raw soul for you, the extraordinary presence that's rewriting their understanding of love altogether. Chapter 2. Seeing Beyond Surface Attraction. While external appeal or common interests might initially catch the divine masculine's eye, the force that truly captivates them runs deeper than standard physical or personality traits. They sense an emotional resonance, an undercurrent that says, "There's something about you I can't ignore." People you meet every day might reduce it to chemistry, but as a chosen one, you recognize this as soul-level recognition. Two spirits acknowledging each other's mission and depth. It's almost as if your spirit issues a silent invitation. See me for who I truly am, not for the label society slaps on. The divine masculine, attuned enough to respond, finds themselves peering past your outer demeanor, drawn into the layers of compassion, wisdom, or resilience you carry. This mirrors back to them the potential for their own higher expression. Such an exchange transcends the usual dating script or casual flings. You're both nudged into a territory that demands emotional honesty and spiritual curiosity. In a world fixated on appearances, discovering a connection of this caliber can be disorienting. The divine masculine might think, "How is it I barely know you, yet I feel so tied to your presence?" Logical explanations fail to capture the intensity. That's the Watchers at work, orchestrating an alignment that's not about fleeting romance, but about catalyzing deeper growth in both parties. Superficial attraction pales in comparison to this kind of resonance, which feels as though the cosmos endorses your unity. However, this depth also invites challenges. Surface-level flings are easy to sustain, but ephemeral. A soul-level bond demands introspection, patience, and courage. Emotional walls must fall, wounds or fears need addressing, lest they sabotage this rare alignment. Sometimes the divine masculine might even pull back momentarily, overwhelmed by the depth or unsure they can measure up to what they see in you. The Watchers anticipate these phases, trusting you'll maintain grace while boundaries remain intact. Additionally, your own heart might second-guess the intensity. Do I truly want such a profound connection? If past relationships taught you pain, part of you might prefer safety over vulnerability. But you must recall, you're not the same person who lived through old heartbreaks. The shift you've undergone has equipped you for a higher form of love, one where transparency meets mutual respect. Operating out of fear would only hamper what's meant to evolve. By acknowledging that the divine masculine sees beyond mere surface attraction, you affirm that your union is woven by more than base chemistry. It's guided by an unseen hand that recognizes the synergy your souls can achieve. Realizing this helps you approach each interaction with conscious intention, less about impressing and more about revealing your authentic self. And in that revealing, the Watchers witness two souls forging a connection that might ripple outward as an example of what love powered by spiritual purpose can accomplish, transcending the illusions and half-measures that dominate modern romance. Chapter 3. Answering the masculine's silent call. Though the divine masculine feels drawn to you, they may not always articulate their yearning plainly. Instead, they might drop subtle hints or exhibit subtle changes in behavior. Lingering eye contact, random check-ins, or supportive gestures that convey a deeper motive. People you meet every day might interpret this as normal flirtation or friend-like concern, but you, attuned to subtle energies, recognize it as a silent call, asking, "Do you see me too?" If they're a bit shy or prideful, they might cloak these signals in banter or mild aloofness. But beneath the veneer, they're asking for validation and an opening to reveal themselves fully. Your role as a chosen one is not to chase, but to respond consciously when you sense sincerity behind their signals. This means acknowledging their small acts of care, a text with an uplifting quote, a gesture of help, and reciprocating with your unique compassion. It's not about fanning the flames of ego or diving into a game of push and pull. It's about bridging the gap in a manner that feels safe, real, and aligned with your mission. By doing so, you let them know they're not barking up the wrong tree. Indeed, you see them and appreciate their presence. However, responding does not imply conforming to any roles they might project onto you. If the divine masculine envisions you as a savior or an ideal they can boast about, you must remain firm about who you are, a flawed human on a spiritual journey, just like them. Affirming your boundaries prevents the relationship from devolving into hero worship or one-sided dependency. The Watchers prefer partnerships founded on mutual respect and growth rather than codependence or idolization. Another crucial factor is timing. While the shift has prepared you for deeper connections, the divine masculine might still be unraveling their own spiritual lessons. Their silent call could come amidst their confusion or their attempts to break free from old patterns. Answering their call gracefully means offering understanding without shouldering their entire process. If you sense they're truly committed to evolving, That synergy can blossom into a supportive bond. But if they remain stuck in destructive loops, you can gently show empathy while protecting your heart. Not every confession indicates readiness for healthy union. Sometimes the watchers orchestrate a lull period, allowing you both space to independently confirm what you feel. If you find yourself impatient, remember that a genuine meeting of souls values pacing over haste. Alternatively, if the divine masculine becomes too hesitant, you might lightly show your reciprocation, giving them the final push to speak. It's a delicate dance, not meant for manipulative power plays, but for nurturing authentic revelation. Ultimately, answering the masculine's silent call means balancing empathy with self-clarity. You pick up the subtle signals, respond with kindness, but never lose yourself in the process. If the watchers have guided you into each other's orbits, it's because together you can spark an energy that neither of you can achieve alone. And as their confession unfolds, you stand grounded in your chosen identity, open to a connection that honors both your heart and your divine directive, forging a partnership that transcends mere attraction to embody a higher soul-based synergy. Chapter 4. Protecting your sovereignty and love. In the euphoria of discovering the divine masculine's deep admiration, it's easy to get swept away. As a chosen one, you've yearned for a love that resonates with your spirit, so once it appears, you might dive in wholeheartedly. Yet God's reminder stands, sovereignty first. People you meet every day might equate total surrender with romantic virtue, but in the realm of the chosen, surrender is balanced with maintaining spiritual sovereignty. You're not meant to lose yourself, even in a connection ordained by higher forces. Sovereignty first entails clarity about your purpose. Love can bring indescribable joys, but it can also become a distraction if you sacrifice your calling to accommodate a partner's desires. Reflect on how you manage your time and goals before this confession arrived. If your personal mission, be it creative, philanthropic, or leadership-based, starts to wane in the name of pleasing your new partner, you risk drifting off course. The watchers want synergy, not self-abandonment. They arrange your union in part for mutual growth, not for either party to overshadow or stifle the other's destiny. Setting boundaries is another aspect. If the divine masculine, enthralled by you, demands constant attention or emotional labor, gently establish limits. Affirm that you value the relationship deeply, but also need personal space for prayer, self-reflection, or professional commitments. These boundaries deter unhealthy investment while reinforcing that you both stand as individuals with distinct paths. People might interpret strong boundaries in romance as aloofness, but you realize it nurtures longevity by preventing codependency. Additionally, sovereignty involves honoring your intuition, especially if red flags surface. Sometimes passion blinds us to subtle manipulations or misalignment. If you sense a twinge of caution, listen. Love doesn't override your spiritual discernment. A partner who truly respects your chosen status won't bristle at gentle probing or occasional caution. They'll reciprocate with honesty, proving they want unity, not a one-sided fantasy. If they become combative at the slightest mention of boundaries or concerns, take note. That's a sign the watchers might be testing whether you'll preserve your sovereignty. Financial or creative independence also matters. If you find yourself losing autonomy over finances or creative expression in the relationship, pause and evaluate. The watchers can bless you with joint endeavors, but mutual respect for each other's assets is vital. If one partner controls everything, that can breed resentment. The chosen path thrives on collaboration that amplifies both parties' gifts, not forcibly merges them in a way that dims individuality. Ultimately, protecting your sovereignty and love sets a strong foundation for what the watchers intend. A union that amplifies your spiritual trajectory, not hinders it. Embrace the divine masculine's confession with open arms, but remain anchored in your identity as a chosen being. That balance yields the richest fruit, a relationship that blossoms of mutual devotion, free from illusions of ownership or subservience. By holding firm to your sovereignty, you ensure love becomes a partnership of two whole souls, each deeply connected, yet firmly grounded in their God-given purpose. Chapter 5. Embracing vulnerability without losing power. One of the greatest paradoxes on the spiritual path is how openness and strength can coexist. As a chosen soul, you're accustomed to guarding your spiritual essence, protecting it from casual or harmful interactions. When the divine masculine steps forward, you're invited to lower your defenses. Vulnerability, though often misread as weakness, is in fact a powerful act of trust in yourself and in the watchers guiding your path. Real vulnerability doesn't mean giving up your power. Rather, it's the willingness to share your inner world, your dreams, fears, and quirks, while believing they won't be turned against you. Staying guarded stalls genuine connection. By carefully revealing what you typically keep private, like your unfiltered passions or the stories behind your scars, you nurture a profound bond with the divine masculine. Of course, pacing matters so neither of you becomes overwhelmed. Another vital layer of vulnerability is openly declaring your hopes for the relationship. You refuse to hide your spiritual alignment or settle for half-truths. Yes, this honesty may startle those looking for something more superficial, but anyone scared off by your truth simply isn't ready for what you seek. The Watchers affirm that clarity saves both of you from emotional confusion later on. Maintaining power within vulnerability also involves having an emotional safety net, healthy ways to cope in a supportive circle of friends or mentors. Even if heartbreak occurs, you know you'll stand firm in your mission and identity. This self-assuredness prevents manipulation or desperation, signaling that you won't cling out of fear of being alone. Likewise, balanced vulnerability earns respect. When you drop your guard, yet keep your boundaries intact, you're not naive. You're a strong individual choosing closeness. This approach often prompts the divine masculine to lower his own defenses, allowing a soul-to-soul connection rather than a masked persona-to-persona one. Finally, vulnerability clears a pathway for divine grace. Emotional walls block the energies meant to bless your union, but sincere openness creates spiritual synergy. With every heartfelt revelation, you invite the Watchers to deepen your bond in ways that transcend ordinary partnerships. In short, embracing vulnerability without losing power demands a blend of courage and wisdom. Rather than seeing tears or heartfelt confessions as weaknesses, you trust that your essence remains whole, and in that unguarded openness, you experience a level of closeness that elevates you both. Two souls interlocking, not to limit each other, but to ascend together in a love that resonates with your highest calling. Chapter 6. How the Confession accelerates your joint path. Once the divine masculine musters the courage to confess their deep feelings, this crazy about you revelation of powerful acceleration can commence for both of you. As a chosen one, you might have sensed their affections all along, but witnessing their direct acknowledgement changes the dynamic from guesswork to clarity. People you meet every day might see confessions as a standard romance milestone, yet for you and the divine masculine, it can trigger a spiritual synergy that rapidly propels your joint growth. This acceleration manifests in multiple ways. First, your shared vision or mission might crystallize. If you each harbored parallel interests, be it social impact, creative endeavors, or spiritual advancement, your union now becomes the catalyst to unify them. You notice brainstorming sessions turning fruitful, and ideas that once felt lofty gain concrete steps forward. The Watchers observing your alliance might facilitate resources or synchronicities that neither of you could attract individually. Another shift is emotional healing. Both of you, stepping into a genuine soul connection, might find unresolved traumas surfacing for release. With the confession out in the open, you drop the pretense of being fine, allowing old wounds to be addressed lovingly. The divine masculine may share vulnerabilities they long suppressed. Discovering your nurturing support offers a safe space. Likewise, you find new empathy for your own scars, realizing that a compassionate partner can help you mend. This mutual healing accelerates personal and relational maturity. Additionally, the Watchers often expedite lessons you're meant to learn together. If you face a challenging situation, a sudden move, family conflict, or creative hurdle, you find each other's strengths complement the other's weaknesses. The synergy fosters faster problem solving and emotional resilience. Instead of working through issues alone, you tackle them collectively, doubling your momentum. People outside might marvel, How do they handle these crises so smoothly? Unaware that the Watchers guide you, ensuring your combined efforts yield rapid solutions? Of course, acceleration can feel intense. You may worry it's too fast or fear burnout, but if you remain mindful, checking in with each other and calibrating rest or personal time, you can keep pace without losing balance. The Watchers won't flood you with more than you can handle as long as you're not ignoring self-care or the subtle cues that say pause and breathe. The adrenaline of newfound love shouldn't overshadow practical boundaries that keep you both stable. Finally, this rapid progression extends beyond personal gain. As your union strengthens, it radiates an uplifting energy that can ripple through your community. Others might witness your synergy and feel inspired to seek deeper truths or more authentic connections themselves. That's how the Watchers use your joint path, not just to bless you, but to model a higher standard for partnership rooted in spiritual alignment, transparent love, and shared purpose. Embracing the confession wholeheartedly means stepping out into a fast track of expansion, where each challenge and victory knits you closer, forging a relationship that outpaces typical timelines and becomes a beacon for souls still searching for the real thing. Chapter 7. Claiming the New Reality of Divine Union. When the divine masculine makes his heartfelt confession, a doorway opens into an extraordinary kind of partnership, one that transcends traditional definitions of dating or commitment. You realize this isn't just a relationship, it's a profound union of two souls whose aligned energies spark a higher purpose. In this space, you sense the Watcher's approval, as if they recognize the cosmic significance of your bond. Instead of competing or striving to outshine each other, you blend your talents into a seamless synergy. Perhaps one of you leads with intuitive vision, while the other provides strategic grounding. The result is more than romance. It's a new way of being that touches your personal lives and potentially ripples out into the collective. Communication evolves beyond the games and partial truths of lesser connections. You both commit to genuine honesty, sharing vulnerable moments, lofty spiritual callings, and bold dreams that might seem outlandish to others. Even time feels different, speeding up or slowing down according to divine alignment. Naturally, challenges still arise. You might disagree on how to juggle schedules or how to approach shared projects, but now you possess the emotional awareness and respect to address these issues head-on without drama or emotional manipulation. You honor each other's perspectives, working toward resolutions that feel fair and guided by your mutual vision. Importantly, divine union doesn't erase individuality. You remain the unique, evolving person you've always been, as does your partner. Yet together, your combined energy becomes a force that can uplift others, perhaps by mentoring couples yearning for deeper bonds or spearheading community projects powered by your unified passion. In doing so, you realize this partnership is a beacon. It's not solely about your personal fulfillment, but about demonstrating to the world what can happen when two awakened souls choose to walk forward together. Embracing this union means recognizing that Spirit has woven your paths for a purpose. You accept the call, not merely for your own bliss, but to reflect a higher potential for love, integrity, and service, illuminating what divine union looks like when nurtured and honored under the Watcher's sacred guidance.